Flosstube. This is Leslie from Under the Sea Fabrics. It is my second video today. It's July 5th, 2019, and it's going to be my big Stitchcon wrap up. I wish I could say I took a ton of pictures. I did not. I did see myself tagged a lot on Instagram, so I think if you search for Under the Sea Fabrics, all one word on Instagram, you'll see a lot of the pictures that I was participating in. Honestly, I was having too much fun meeting people and talking to people to take pictures. So, first, I'm going to show you my whips like a normal video. And then I've got a lot of haul, a lot of stash to show. So I have whips, a couple of gifts, and then like a lot of stash. And I'll tell the story of all that. So let me do the whips first, because they're sitting here and they're taking up space on my table. So the first one, I don't remember how far I got. Let's get a little. This is, I think it's called F is by Flamingo, or Let's Flamingo from Hands On Designs. I'm doing it in pink. This is Anya from Under the Sea Fabrics. This is my third project in the last couple of months on Anya. I really like this color right now. Just feeling the pink. I don't know why. This one is Mirabilia's Cathedral Woods Goddess. I've only put what looks like about 30 stitches in. This is Hamlet from Under the Sea Fabrics. This is on Opal Linen. It's Belfast, so it's 32 count. So I started with the top. I don't love the whole piece. I'm thinking I might stop at her torso and only stitch from the torso up. But I'm undecided, and I don't know when I'm going to pick it back up. I just started it because I really liked her, and then I might take that out and just split her away and start her a later date. The last one, and this is why I'm not working on hers, because I'm absolutely loving this. This is my matte Mysterious Adventure project from Ink Circles. It's a stitch along. It doesn't look like much yet. So the way this project works is that everybody's is going to look a little different. So you rolled dice to figure out what border to use, and I got the rope border, which is kind of what I wanted. I might have done a mulligan if I hadn't gotten it, but I did, so at least I got it honestly. And then you rolled the dice to pick the scale, to pick where your coastline's going to start. We have until July 22nd to finish. She wants you to at least finish the part of the border where your coastline's going to start, so that's part of why we went ahead and rolled the coastline. But I'm hoping to finish most of the border by then, so I'm stitching on Beach Walk 36 count linen from Under the Sea Fabrics. This thread, it's hard to see, but I will show a close-up of it in a minute. It called for like 3 different colors in the rope, and instead I'm using a variegated thread from Colors and Cotton that I bought at Stitchcon called Molasses, and it's got like a grayish purple mixed with like a tarnished looking gold. So that's where I am on that. In fact, that's probably what I'll work on all evening. Okay. A couple of little things that were gifties for me for Stitchcon, and then the entire rest of the video is going to be haul and me talking about Stitchcon and the people I met and what all this stuff reminds me of and things like that. So first off, this is a random little thing I found here. I found these heart-shaped tart tins at H-E-B, which is our grocery store. So it was a set of 2 for I think $3. So now I'm trying to find something heart-shaped to stick in here. But I guess it also has to kind of be the perfect heart. So, yeah. But I also have square tins. I don't know. When I find interesting looking tins, I buy them. This was a gift. My friend stitched it for a friend, and then she gave me the chart because I think it's really cute. It's called My Heart Is My Home from Blackbird Designs. So thank you, Andrea, for giving me that. This was a gift from my friend Allie. She was one of my roommates at Stitchcon, and it's a Harry Potter project bag from Dark Side Bags. And I love this. It is the exact right size for my map to live in. So as soon as she gave it to me, I'm like, I'm going to put my map in it. The last little gifty thing I got at Stitchcon, not the last, but the last one I have like right here in front of me to show off. I was in the Smalls Exchange, and Carolina Sands stitched mine, and it is this adorable little bookmark from Harry Potter. That's the Mirror of Erised. And it says, "It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live." And I love this. In fact, I opened it and then I pinned it and I wore it around all after. They were like, "You're supposed to leave it on the table so everyone can see it." I'm like, it's on my boob. How can you miss that? I really like it. I probably won't use it as a bookmark. I will probably use it, just like I said, and pin it to myself. But there you go. So my friend Carrie and I set out a week ago Monday. I think it was the 24th of June to go to Stitchcon. So I rented a car, we packed it full of fabric, and we hit the road. So the first day we drove to Memphis, and we made it to Memphis, but our goal was to get to Memphis so that, like, on the morning we could go to the Stitchers Inc. in Memphis. So our goal was to hit as many shops as we could. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we hit 7. So, including Stitchcon and keepsakes. So not too bad. So you're going to hear a lot of wrestling and stuff because the way I kept everything separated was I kept it in the bag and then I will put it away after this video is over. So Stitchers Inc. in Memphis had something that is kind of my goal. I know I shared this when Carrie and I went to 3 Stitches the other week, or a couple of weeks ago. I think it was in my last video. They had gingham. So I love finishes with gingham, but I don't love the Weeks Dye Works gingham. I think it's a little soft and fluffy. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. But I love the way the Riviera gingham looks. So, they had a few pieces, so I bought the 2 colors that they had. This one is it's 16 by 18, so a little more than a Stitcher's 1/8 of the cream natural color. And these won't get stitched on anytime soon. I'm just going to stick them in my stash, and then as I find projects that might work for them, they get popped in with them, but it's not because I necessarily have a project in mind for them. I just really like them. And Carrie found me a couple of pieces on Stash and Load, so I have more coming. And she found me a piece on eBay, so I have at least 3 more pieces of gingham. I have so much now. I need to get more of the natural color, but right now, excuse me, I have a hair, just like, I feel it like drifting down on my shirt. Anyway, so now I have blue coming, purple coming, and more pink, because this piece of pink is kind of small. So, and one of the charts they were used for a lot, you might remember, is the Cherrywood Designs, where they did the definitions, the word definitions, and I have those. I don't know if I'm going to put them on gingham. I might. I don't know. But now I have the gingham to put them on, so that's good. Sorry, I can't get it back in the bag. And then I also bought this card of Silkame. Let me turn it so you can see it. There we go. It's that avocado green. So that was Stitchers Inc. That was in Memphis. That same day, let me just throw them on the floor. So you're going to hear a lot of rustling and a lot of moving. So that same day, we also went to Nashville. We got to Nashville. Nashville doesn't have a cross-stitch shop anymore. The Stitching Post closed. But we did go to their needlepoint shop in Brentwood. And Brentwood is an affluent area outside of Nashville. So we had as much fun looking at the houses, driving through Nashville, as we did at the Stitch Shop. But we did have fun at the Stitch Shop. I didn't buy very much. Because really the hard thing about needlepoint shops is you can really only buy threads and needle minders if you cross stitch, because they don't have fabric or charts. So I did buy this needle minder. It's from Accoutrement Designs. And it's a little hedgehog reading a book that says just one more page. That is so me. If I'm reading a book, I absolutely will not stop reading it until I finish it. So if it's that long, I better expect to put away 18 hours. I can't just stop. I have to finish reading it. And then I got 2 skeins of this Gloriana called Seaweed. Now, I have several skeins of seaweed. At one point, they were dyeing green and blue. And now, the last couple times I've seen it, they've been purple and blue. So now I've got a couple of skeins in both colorways. I'm not going to complain. I think they're both very pretty. So, alright. So up next, we got, that night we made it to Cincinnati, and we got there late, so we settled in at our hotel. The next day was Wednesday, and we went to Keepsakes. That was step 1. And we kind of went with if we drive to Keepsakes, we will, like if we go the day before, maybe it won't be so busy. And of course, the first person I bumped into was Kyle. And kind of the plan was to see how long I could avoid him, just in kind of a joking way. First person I saw. So I saw Kyle and Rika, and that was lovely. But then I also bought stuff, because of course I did. And of course I just dropped the one thing I bought on the ground. Okay, so I bought these Just pins from Just Another Pin Company. Just Another Pin Company. Just Another Button Company, that's what it is. Because I like, you know, nautical stuff. I will use it for something. I bought this silky thread. So a lot of people were using it at the retreat. They were singing its praises. So I got the fall collection because it looked like a bunch of colors I would like to try. Hopefully I like it. I don't know. It's the 12 weight cotton. I'm told one strand kind of has the coverage of 2 strands of DMC. So, let's see. I'll give it a shot. I also, this was a freebie, but you had to buy the pens to go with it. Sweet Tea. What is it called? Summer in a Jar. So it's a Sweet Tea and Fireflies. And then I bought the pens. I'm hoping to get this stitched soon. It might be my next start, because I think it would be a good display piece for when I go to retreats. So that same day, we were still in Cincinnati. We had to pick Allie up from the airport. She's the one who gave me that cool project bag. But we didn't have to pick her up until I think 6:30, almost 7. So we kind of like tootled around Cincinnati. We talked about going to the zoo and then didn't go. And instead, we went to a needlepoint shop in Madeira, which is north side of north. I've got to like do the math in my head. Like I think it's on the northeast side of Cincinnati. Yes, northeast side of Cincinnati. It's a nice area, so it's back to the people watching. The nice thing about needlepoint shops is because it's a little more of an expensive hobby than cross stitch. They're in nicer areas and you get to look at all the cool shops and stuff. There's cool shops. There's always cool houses. There's always very impressive cars. Saw a couple of Teslas. It was very cool to look at, to like people watch and stuff. And when we got to the needlepoint shop, that was really fun because there was one woman who had brought in a whole bunch of her finished stuff. So she was having ornaments made and having stuff made into little pillows, and they were really adorable. She had this really pretty like suede shoe that she had used suede thread to. It was adorable. But also the needlepoint shop had a sale table. And it was cash only, but all the proceeds, it was people selling their stash. So all the proceeds went to juvenile diabetes research. I was like, sign me up. I'm more than happy to dig through a giant, like there were 4 or 5 boxes on the floor and a couple on the table, and then just stacks of canvases and weird bags of threads just all sitting out on this table. And it was priced by the person who donated it, so it could have been worth, you know, I picked up some things and I'm like, man, this is really pretty, and it was marked, you know, $50, and then I picked up some things and it was almost exactly the same, and marked, you know, $20. But the one thing Carrie and I both found was we bought these Elon lap stands from the sale. I think hers was missing a knob. I think mine is also missing a knob. So I need to, you know, take it apart and play with it. These were $5. So we each bought, they had 2 of them and we each bought one. Set that down gently so I don't break it. The other thing I got from that sale was this canvas. It looks like it's a painted canvas. Let me see. I lied. It is a printed canvas, but it's peacock feathers, and it has started being, this is all continental stitch or basket weave stitch up here. I'm undecided if I'm going to try to match the colors or if I'm going to pull them out and start over, but I think they're really pretty. I think it's really pretty. Okay, the other things I bought at that needlepoint shop that I paid real full price for. Not very much because, again, threads and needle minders are mostly what I buy at needlepoint shop. I bought this really pretty skein of silk lame braid, and I'm going to use this in the sweet tea and fireflies because I bought it because it specifically matched the buttons. And then this is somewhat new, I'm told, from Rainbow Gallery. It feels like it's about the same thickness as Krennic number 4 braid, but it is a little softer. This is called Sparkle Braid. I feel like it feels more like number 4 braid cord. I don't know. It says it's for very fine work and combining with other threads. I don't know if this can be combined like blending filament because it feels a little thick for that, maybe with 1 strand, but I bought 2 cards of it just to play with. So, that was my needlepoint shop experience. Please excuse me. By the way, this is Dogberry Brewing, their Bullpen Session IPA. I bought this while we were up at Stitchcon. I went for a beer. Carrie and I went for a beer with Kyle and Donna Ray. And it was a whole table full of people I all met at once. But, and that brewery, so I bought some of their beer to bring home. I also bought a couple bottles for my husband. But this one is an IPA, and it's a session IPA, but it tastes a bit stronger than a session. Like, it's got a much heavier hop flavor. The IBUs are much higher. But the ABV is still only 5%. So it tastes like a stronger beer than it actually is. Okay, so back to Stitchcon. I had the best time. I'm really sad. I don't know if I'll be able to go next year because I'm already signed up for a retreat that weekend in Reno with the Cross Stitch Club. And I signed up for it last year. I haven't heard if she's booked enough people to still go to that one, so I don't know if that's going to change. I might end up at Stitchcon. I will see her next month in Nashville, so I'll ask what the plan, if that's still a plan or not. But yeah, so I met so many people and got so many names and so much going in my head that it was super fun. I did almost no stitching. I did shopping. I went around and looked at everybody's things. I hugged a lot of people. I was in a lot of selfies. I cheered a lot for a lot of people who finished stuff because I knew I brought 3 big projects thinking, oh, I'll work on something, but didn't even consider bringing something small that I might actually finish. It was just not going to happen. I was so busy the night before packing fabric that when I packed my stitching, I picked up 2 projects that I knew were kitted. And I knew I wanted to start that map, and I knew the chart came out like the week we were traveling. So I had already bought the threads for that, which I left at home. But I had also earmarked a piece of scrap fabric from my box, and that was that beach walk. And so really I didn't have to pack that. It was just grabbing the fabric, and then at our hotel we printed out the new charts. And then Carrie and I hit up the Joann's and just grabbed new threads. And of course, now that I've started, I found the old threads I'd already picked out. A lot more about the same. Just put them in my stash. I'm not too worried about that. But, yeah. But But yeah, I met so many great people, and I was super excited to meet. I met several designers and gave, who asked me about my fabrics, which is always like super, yeah, I will give you samples. Text me if you want something, because I will send it to you. I really enjoyed meeting Stephanie from Lindy Stitches. I really enjoyed meeting Memory and Amy from Barefoot Stitchers. And they had, they both gave us some freebies. So, and I met somebody else. Like, it was so overwhelming that I can't keep everybody in my brain. Oh, Needle Bling Design, and her name is right on the tip of my tongue. It doesn't matter. I had the best time. So I'm hoping to see more charts come out with my fabrics. That being said, let me show you some of my Stitchcon goodies before I show you all the stuff I bought there. First, they gave us this lovely bag, this stitch bag. It came with this little notebook, this little Stitchcon notebook, which is very nice. It's a very nice journal. And it says Stitchcon 2019 on it. Like, what else is in here? Obviously, I threw a bunch of stuff in here. Put the bag back here. They gave us this adorable handmade ornament. It's handmade by Amanda Colpin on Etsy. And it's Ohio with a little heart over Cincinnati. And let me zoom in on her in case you like it and would like to order it. It's Amanda Colpin. So, I just love that. We got Sue's new freebie. So it's a chart of the Stitchcon logo. Last year, it was very similar. This time she added the year. This is a freebie from Works by ABC, which is Arlene. And it's called Nosegay from 1604. This one is called Common Thread. It is by Pedal Pusher, which is Barbara Tingley. Also, I love that they printed these on nice paper. This one doesn't have a picture, so I'll kind of do it from far away. It's just bees in a crown, and it says Berry Buzz. This one is Mrs. Claus's Booty from Julie McConnell. I love Julie. She orders from Reflections and Framing. She orders from me occasionally for class pieces. This is Barefoot Needlework, which is Memory and Amy. Toes in the Sand, Stitch in the Hand. I love this. This is so me. I miss being near the beach. This one is Be Joyful Always. Who's it by? Kanikis, Prims, and Whims. I don't know if I said her name right. Let me make sure I put the chart up right. And this is Summer Bees and Flower from Teresa of the Shakespeare Peddler. Again, it's like not a picture, so I don't want to put it too close. And this is the last one, Kindness Matters from Cecilia Turner at Heart and Hand. So, oh, that's not the last freebie. Last freebie. These were lovely. This is from Stephanie at Lindy Stitches. These cute little turtle fob. So this was a little freebie. I can't wait to stitch him. We had a little turtle that was like a rubber ducky, but it was a little dapper turtle like that. And we used to put him on the table with us when we played board games. So I'm going to stitch him and figure out how I can make him sit up on the turtle, or like on the table when we play board games. Okay, so this is all the stuff I bought at Stitchcon. Oh, that's a lot. Flip my page so I can make sure I have everything that I wrote down right. So this is Maniki Nico. It's a needle minder. He may look a little bit like Hello Kitty to you because that is what Hello Kitty is based on. He is called the Waving Cat or the Blessings Cat. He's a Japanese artist, or a Japanese like folkloric piece, and he's supposed to bring happiness and good fortune. So when you go to Asian restaurants, you might see a little waving cat like near their cash register, and I actually have a little one that I take to retreats with me, and he sits like next to my computer. But this one, I like that it's a needle minder, so I can attach it to my, like, not my frame, but like my grid bars when I travel to stitch. So I bought the wool felt kit for Mermaid Box by Jeanette Douglas. I've already got the pattern. I've already got the thread kit. I just didn't have the wool pack to do the finishing, so I grabbed that. I bought this lovely piece of gray from Colors and Cotton, and I mean, I don't usually stitch on my fabric that's not mine, so it'll probably just go in my stash, but it's like a purpley gray. And it reminds me a little bit of Looking Glass, except that it's more gray than lavender like Looking Glass is. And it's a 36 count Edinburgh. And then this is all the floss. I had so much fun buying Colors and Cotton floss. Last year I didn't really look at it because I was buying patterns. I bought, this is Red Rock. It's like a plum. That's going to be the color I use in my map. And then this is not what I was looking for. I know I have another skein. Here we go. So this is molasses. I have a couple of skeins, but I bought 3 full skeins. This is what I'm using in my map as the rope. You can see it's got like a plum gray and then some gold. And then I also bought this color cactus because I wasn't sure if I was going to use the molasses or the cactus. And then I ended up really liking the molasses. And then I bought the rest of these because they were pretty, and that's how I roll. So this is Sapphire. It's really pretty blue. This is Monster Jam. It's a gorgeous grayish purple. This one is Cherry Cordial, which is like another plum red color. This one is Magenta, because of course it is. This one is Ultramarine, so that really pretty blue. This one is Sedona. And then this last one is called Sweet Potato. So that is all the stuff I bought at Stitchcon. So that, let me make sure. As we were driving back, we hit 2 more shops. In Arkansas, we stopped in Little Rock, or just north of Little Rock, we stopped in Conway. So in Conway, we stopped at, it's called the Stitcher's Garden, and I bought the Needles Dance Chart, the limited release from Ink Circles and Hands-On Designs. I hadn't picked that up yet, and I don't know. I had only seen it stitched on the blue, and I really like the way it looks stitched on the white, so I might change the colors and do it on a lighter fabric. And then I got Just Man's Gibret Elf. I have a bunch of these and have not stitched one of them, so I really need to get those done. I think the finishing intimidates me, but I just... And then the last place we stopped was the Stitcher's Garden, or the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. And there I bought Season's Greetings from Little House Needleworks. I've seen this stitch so many times recently. I don't know why it's stuck in my head, but I just really liked it. And then I bought Little Festive Little Fobs from Seaside, or from the Seaside edition from Heartstring Samplery. Of course I did, because I like nautical stuff. I bought Patriotic July. I love these little stockings from Blackbird Designs, and they had a handful of ones I liked. I bought this one specifically because I like the little house with the flag. I also do like the one on the front, but that was the one I bought it for. And then this is the October Harvest stockings, and I love the one on the front, but I also like this one with this little peacock on the back. So, that was our trip to Stitchcon. Carrie and I had a good time. In fact, we spent a lot of the time in the car brainstorming, so more of my private videos, I might stop doing them by myself. Carrie and I talked about starting a YouTube channels together. It's something we would like to do more. We're going to have to see if we can work it out because we live a couple hours from each other and how often we would get together. So the last thing I have is I'm attending the Tiara Retreat in September, and Beth from Summer House Stitchworks is teaching a class, and it's going to be this little pincushion. And then she sent the kit. We got the kits now to do the pre-stitching. I don't know if I'm going to use this colorway. I haven't decided yet. I have that really pretty piece of seaweed, and it's Gloriana silk, so why not use that? Because I like the way it looks. And I'd rather have it on gray fabric than the brown that came with it. So I haven't decided. I'll probably change it up. And I think that's it for now. I will probably not have another video for another month. I try for about once a month. So probably in August I'll have a sale update. And thank you all for watching.